is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Southwest.
This road trip has become a test for your Rangers. 10 days, 10 games, 3 cities. A marathon game to begin it. Some tough losses, a patchwork pitching rotation, and a taxed bullpen. Yet with a win tonight, they'll be coming home with a 5-5 record and the lessons of survival. The lessons that make a team tougher. Martin Perez needs to be tough tonight to make that happen when he faces the hot-hitting Boston Red Sox in a tough place to face them, Fenway Park. It's one more from the road as Texas Rangers baseball is next on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by high-speed internet from AT&T. Fenway Park in Boston on a warm and muggy night in Beantown. Tonight, the Rangers and the Red Sox battle for supremacy in this series, which is tied at 1. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Grieve, Steve Busby. Glad you can join us on this Wednesday night of Ranger Baseball. Rangers looking to have a 500 road trip, looking to win the season series from these Boston Red Sox, and they will turn to Martin Perez. And Tom, Martin Perez is on a pretty good roll.
He's on a great roll, Buzz. He's one of only 2 pitchers, really, who have stayed healthy all year. He's been consistent for day one. Early in the season, he wasn't winning because the Rangers weren't scoring when he pitched. They're scoring when he pitches now, and in his last 8 starts, he's 6-0. The Rangers have won all 8 starts. He's very tough on left-hand hitters. The ground ball is his friend. No pitcher has induced more ground ball double plays than Martin Perez. That could serve him well tonight against the Red Sox. They have several left-hand hitters in their lineup, and they get a lot of base runners, so the double play could be in play for Martin tonight.
We saw it last night in that 9th inning, how important it was for the Rangers then, and it looks like it'll be that same way here tonight. Martin Perez, the right guy on the mound for the Rangers. Well, Nomar Mazara and company getting set to take on Boston. We'll be back to Fenway Park with more right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today during the Ford Freedom Sales event and see why Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T high-speed internet. Get a deal worth talking about. Get high-speed internet from AT&T. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By standards here in Boston, a hot night here in upper 80s and fairly high humidity. Comfortable by Texas standards. Rangers feel right at home here in Fenway. Let's see if they can't win 2 out of 3 against these Red Sox. Before we get things underway, let's head down and check in with Emily Jones.
Well, Buzz, it has been an up and down road trip for the Texas Rangers. The way, of course, it started in New York with that wild game that lasted into the wee hours of the morning, then dropping a couple of close ones and losing 2 out of 3 to the Twins, dropping the opener here in Boston. But here we are, game 10 of a 10-game trip, and the Rangers still with the opportunity to finish at 500.
Tough road trip, second 10-game road trip in a very short period of time. I think 37 games stretch. For us to go home 500, based on where we were in New York, the tough losses there, some challenging situations in Minnesota, and then after last night, to go home 500, I think it would be a big momentum boost for us to go back home, get in our ballpark, and head on into the break.
Yeah, the Rangers in the midst of 17 games in 17 days to close out the unofficial first half of the season. 5 more to go till the All-Star break. It all gets going here tonight with the finale against the Red Sox. We'll have lineups and the first pitch coming up right after this quick timeout here on Fox Sports Southwest.
Well, back at Fenway Park, we got quick pitch tonight, about a minute earlier than they were supposed to go tonight. Stephen Wright gets an out as he gets Jurickson Profar to tap the third pitch of the ball game right back to the mound. So, sorry about that, folks. We didn't miss much offensively for the Rangers, and Ian Desmond now, the number 2 hitter, takes high for ball 1. Ian Desmond, a .319 hitter, facing the knuckleballer Stephen Wright, 31-year-old out of Southern California. High and tight, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Wright, you'll remember, facing off against the Rangers in Arlington about 10 days ago. Comes in tonight making his 17th start of the year. He has 3 complete games. That ties him for the Major League lead with 4 other pitchers. 9-5 record, a very fine .242 ERA, and he's fallen behind Desmond, now 3-0.
That last pitch moved so much, the catcher had no chance to catch it. Some of them go down. That one went across.
Like a human night, that supposedly that makes the knuckleball flutter even more than normal. Kind of keep an eye on that here in the early going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see right here now, after a fastball for strike one, whether he throws him a fastball or a knuckleball. He's seen the knuckleball once. I mean, the fastball once. Well, he threw it again.
Sees it again. Well, Ian Desmond turned around a fastball against Stephen Wright down in Arlington. He and Adrian Beltre, as a matter of fact, got back-to-back fastballs. Both got base hits. Well, the full count to Desmond. Wright with a payoff pitch.
Fouled off a pretty good knuckleball.
Desmond, 15 home runs, 52 RBI, one of two Rangers selected to the 2016 All-Star team. Ian and Cole Hamels, the representatives for the Rangers. They'll be going out to San Diego next week. Another 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging. And with two outs, Tom's going to tell you about the Southwest Airlines Rangers batting order.
It starts with Jurickson Profar and Ian Desmond. But next up will be ROUGNED ODOR batting third. Adrian Beltre at cleanup. Prince Fielder, the DH, is fifth. Ryan Rule will be in left field hitting sixth. Nomar Mazara down in the seventh spot will play right field tonight. Elvis Andrus is the shortstop, and catching will be Bobby Wilson.
Well, that lineup facing Stephen Wright. ROUGNED ODOR batting third tonight. Shin-Soo Choo not in the lineup. That back kind of flare up on him last night. Talking to Choo after the ballgame, he said, yeah, he heard it when he hit the home run leading off the ballgame. The way he came out of the box was a little awkward, and he started running around first towards second in his home run trot. He said it just grabbed him. 0-1 pitch. Took something off the knuckleball. It is 0-2 to Odor.
He's got that knuckleball dancing right now. The one that Ian struck out on looked like it broke two different ways, was impossible to hit. And that last one, the bottom just dropped out of it.
Odor, a 272 average. Going the other way, he pops it up. Bogart's backing up right in front of Brentz, the left fielder. And Bryce Brentz makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Stephen Wright and the Red Sox. Half an inning in the books, no score in Fenway. Now Tom's going to tell you about the Red Sox lineup tonight.
The Red Sox lineup remains pretty much the same. Mookie Betts starts it off in right field. Dustin Pedroia plays second base. Xander Bogaerts, third in the league with a .332 average, is batting third. David Ortiz is second in the league with a .337 average. He's the cleanup hitter. Hanley Ramirez is hot. He's playing first base. Jackie Bradley's in center field. Bryce Brentz is batting seventh in left field. Travis Shaw's at third, and the catcher coming off the disabled list is Ryan Hanigan.
And that lineup facing the 25-year-old left-hander for the Rangers, the native of Venezuela, Martin Perez. Perez facing the Red Sox for the second time in about 9 days. 1 ball and 1 strike. Martin back on the 26th of June, worked 6 innings, got the win in that 6-2 Ranger victory. Pretty good change up there, and he's ahead of the count now to Mookie Betts at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 18th start of the year. That's a high water mark for the Ranger club. 7-4, the mark for Martin. 6 consecutive winning decisions, and the Rangers have won 8 straight ball games started by Martin Perez. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Betts 2 out of 3 in previous matchups with Martin. 110 hits. That's third in the American League this year. And a miss hit out towards short. A .360 by Elvis and a strike to Profar.
That ball was tailing away from Elvis on the ground. That's almost surprised he got to it. That ball had a lot of spin on it.
A cue shot, huh?
Yeah, I think he must have hit it right off the end of the bat. Looked like a routine grounder to short, but Elvis had to go a lot farther than you thought.
You know, the defense for John Farrell's ball club tonight, or I should say against John Farrell's ball club tonight. Ryan Arua, Ian Desmond, and Nomar Mazara, left, center, and right. Desmond, of course, the all-star for the Rangers. Profar, Odor, Andrus, and Beltre. That defense brought to you by Chicken Express. Odor going away from first, and he throws in time to get Pedroia.
Boy, that ball was hit hard. Couldn't tell whether it touched Martin at all, but it's a beautiful play by ROUGNED. He's really becoming proficient at going to his right and throwing with something on it accurately back to first base. Turned that into what looked like a routine play. Had Pedroia by 10 feet at first base.
Well, that takes a lot of arm strength to do that.
Nice play.
Oh, 2 gone. A couple of very good defensive plays. Xander Bogaerts, now the shortstop, steps in.
And a guy like Martin doesn't strike out a lot of batters. He gets a lot of ground balls, so he's dependent on good defense. I think it went right by Martin,
yeah.
But a hard hit ball by Pedroia looked like a base hit.
1 ball, 1 strike. And, you know, you think about defensive shifting and defensive alignment. With a guy like Martin on the hill, that's even more important. You mentioned, Tom, a lot of balls put in play. And where you position yourself, according to the kind of stuff that Martin has, and where the opposing hitters tend to favor, really important.
Yeah, for sure. That part of the making the plays is hopefully shading them in the direction where they're more likely to hit it.
Now the 2-1 to Bogaerts. Elvis can't get that. It's off his glove, and it'll be a base hit. So Xander Bogaerts, a 2-out single. He's aboard for David Ortiz.
Fastball, pretty good fastball to hit. Bogaerts hit it well too. He's hit a lot of balls hard this year. Elvis almost made the 3rd nice play of the inning. That would have been the best of the 3 if he came up with that one.
A 1 on, 2 out. Here is Big Papi, a .337 average, 19 home runs, 66 RBI. 0-1. Take a look at the umpiring crew tonight. Mark Rippinger calling the balls and strikes. Kerwin Danley at first, Andy Fletcher at second, and the crew chief Joe West down the line at third. David Ortiz, 1 for 5 in last night's ballgame. Rangers handled him pretty well. He hasn't done a lot of damage in this series. John Farrell's club doesn't really rely on one guy or two guys. It seems like they have 7 or 8 each night that have the ability to carry a ball club. And the numbers would tell you they've been doing it on a regular basis. 1-1 to Ortiz. Red Sox first in on-base percentage as a team at .360. First in batting average at .292. First in runs scored, 465. Another good fastball down and in. Tom, you remarked the other day we were talking about Cole Hamels getting that fastball to left-handers down and in. Martin Perez seems to be able to do that pretty well lately.
When he's doing it is when he's having a lot of success. And he's been doing it quite a bit because left-hand hitters haven't hit much at all against him in his last 8 starts. Left-hand hitters are 3 for 32.
1-2 pitch from Martin Perez. Got him on the fist. Ortiz fouls it off over the Red Sox dugout. Yeah, left-handed batters this year against Martin Perez hitting just .141. Red Sox last 5 ball games batting .381 as a team. .448 on base percentage, slugging percentage over .600. 16 or more hits in 3 of those 5 games. The juggernaut has been virtually unstoppable, although the Rangers found a way to do that last night. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ortiz 2 for 6 against Martin Perez. One of those 2 a home run. Just missed the outside corner.
That's as hard as he can throw a ball right there. Yep. He just reared back and let it go. 96 miles an hour.
No, full count to Ortiz. Now with 2 outs, Bogarts will be off and moving with a pitch. Ortiz trying to get aboard to keep this first inning alive. Hanley Ramirez, the first baseman, will follow. Red set. Bogarts on the move. 3-2 pitch. Hit well to right field. Stopping is Mazzara. That ball's gone. David Ortiz, career home run number 523, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0.
Well, Martin made some good pitches in that at bat. 2 sinkers down and in that he fouled off. A good fastball up and in that jammed him that he fouled off. But then he missed with a couple of sliders. Got the count to 3-2. Trying to throw this ball in. It's on the inside part of the plate, but not far enough in. And if you're Ortiz in that at bat, you feel like he's trying to pitch you in. And if he got that ball in, he might have gotten it off the handle, but that was a strike and not in far enough.
Now Hanley Ramirez going after that first pitch. It's out of play. 0-1. That ball clearing the bullpens out there in straight right field. 20th home run of this year for David Ortiz. One ball and 1 strike. Hanley Ramirez on a pretty good roll himself, a .289 average overall. He's been on base in 14 of his last 17 plate appearances in this homestand for the Red Sox. That ball's hit high and deep to left field. Rua right in front of the monster and puts it away. Ramirez a long out. That'll do it for the Red Sox. But David Ortiz launches a 2-run home run. We have played 1 with the Red Sox on top by 2. tickets include food and beverage and one of the best views at Globe Life Park, all in the comfort of air conditioning. Tickets for the Hyundai Club are available for $50 each for tomorrow when the Rangers take on the Minnesota Twins. To purchase your Hyundai Club tickets, visit TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. The Rangers playing from behind after one, 2-0 on David Ortiz blast in the bottom of the first. Adrian Beltre, Prince Fielder, and Ryan Rua, the first three. And Stephen Wright gets a ground ball that goes right through the wickets of Pedroia at second. Beltre going for second. He's in with a belly flop on his side.
Well, you could watch a lot of baseball and never see that again. A ball go right by Pedroia, who's about as solid as they come, into short right field, and Adrian Beltre takes the extra base on it. That's just one you're not planning on seeing when you come out to the ballpark. Just lifted up his glove too soon, or right between his legs. And the outfielders really weren't charging because they just assumed Pedroia was going to catch it. And I don't blame him.
Adrian Beltre not assuming anything. He hustled into second base.
Exactly.
No, an error did end Stephen Wright down in Arlington. Let's see if the Rangers can take advantage of an error here in the second inning. And Prince Fielder is at the plate. Prince, a .217 average. Knuckleball stays high on him. The Red Sox going to an overshift. But what they have done, they've taken Bogaerts to shortstop and played him just off the line at third, about 20 feet, guarding against Beltre at third. So that leaves a huge hole at the straightaway shortstop spot. And a knuckleball knuckled right into Prince.
That's that same knuckleball that he threw in the first inning that went so far outside that the catcher couldn't catch it. Some of them are, I mean, he doesn't know which way this knuckleball is going to go when he throws it. And a lot of them go down. This one goes straight right to left, like a flat slider.
That looked like a frisbee. It really did.
You have no chance getting out of the way.
Fortunately, at 73 or 4 miles an hour, whatever it was, it didn't bother Prince, but I would imagine that scares you more than anything else.
You're surprised.
Hector Ortiz and Prince having a little chuckle about it. If it had been something other than a knuckleball, they wouldn't be chuckling. So 2 men aboard, an error and a hit batter. Nobody out. Ryan Rua, a .281 hitter, steps in. Rua with 7 home runs, 19 driven in. First time he's had the opportunity to face Stephen Wright, and he looks at a fastball for strike one. Wright tuning that up at 84 miles an hour. Take a look at our Ford leaderboard. With runners in scoring position this season, the Rangers the best in the American League, 295. That's closing in on the Ranger team record from 1998. 303 mark that year. Ryan now finds himself down in an 0-2 hole. Rule waiting, pinwheeling that bat around. Right to check a second. Popped up down the right side. Mookie Betts, the right fielder, gets himself in position. Makes a strong throw to Bogaerts, the cutoff man. One gone. Rua flies out. Now Nomar Mazara will come to the plate. Mazara took an 0 for 3 against Wright. Matchup in Arlington. Nomar at 284. Second now among American League rookies with those 35 RBI and the 11 home runs, also second. Nomar had his 10-game hitting streak stopped last night. Didn't start the game, but came in to take over for Shin-Soo Choo after the injury. 0-1. Outfield plays him straight away. The Red Sox going to, again, an overshift. And a ground ball right to shortstop. That's going through. Beltre being waved around. The throw will come into third. Beltre scores. Nomar Mazara beating the shift with the RBI single. It's a 2-1 Boston lead.
Well, the other day, I think it was the first game here, he hit 3 ground balls into the shift. Travis Shaw, the third baseman, fielded all of them at second base. Well, they've got the same type of a shift on that time. Only this time, Nomar hits a pitch up and away. That ball tails up and away. It's tough to pull that pitch. He slaps it to shortstop, and you can see the only one at shortstop is Adrian Beltre. And Adrian comes around to score.
He wasn't going to stop the catch there.
But Adrian, he's using his wheels there. We've seen so many balls hit the left field where the man at second can't score in this series. Adrian took the extra base on the error and scored on the base hit to left.
Well, the Rangers cut the lead in half. Here's Elvis Andrus. Strike one. Elvis at 289. 3 home runs, 37 driven in. We're talking about Elvis in our pregame remarks. He's been a 296 hitter on this trip. He currently has a 4-game hitting streak. I've seen him go 6 for 13. And that gets by Hannigan all the way to the backstop. Down to third goes Fielder. To second is Mazara. And that's another thing that came into play when the Rangers faced Stephen Wright, was the pass ball wild pitch combination.
Yeah, and tonight his knuckleball is just dancing in an unpredictable way. The catcher has to be having a hard time catching that ball. Just drops straight down into the ground. You don't know whether to catch it or block it.
Right.
You don't know when it's going to go down. You can't predict it. A curveball, you see it curve. Slider, the same thing. But a knuckleball, he's just basically slapping at that thing.
Well, Ryan Hannigan,
it's got to be a helpless feeling.
He just came off the disabled list yesterday. He may want to go back on after this thing.
Should have waited a day.
Now 2-1. The count to Elvis. Fielder the tying run down at third. Nomar Mazara at second. Here in the second inning. That's a little bit high. 3 balls and a strike. Now with first base open, I would be very surprised to see Elvis get a fastball here.
Yeah, if he does, I'd swing at it.
Yep.
I'd give him the green light. Man on second and third, he's swinging the bat right now. If he throws him a fastball right here, I'd tear into it.
Saw Bobby Wilson waiting in the on-deck circle. Right, ready.
He was ready to swing, but it wasn't a fastball.
Little looping foul that HANLEY Ramirez can't get to before it hits the railing. Now the count is full.
Yeah, there's a lot of situations, most situations, Elvis is not going to get the green light on that kind of a count.
Yeah, and 3-1, we've seen Elvis take a lot of pitches anyway on his own.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're hot like this, I think Elvis was ready to swing, anticipating a fastball. But he got a decent knuckleball to hit.
Chopper off the plate. That's going to stay in foul territory as Hannigan gets to it. Still 3-2. And we talked about Elvis against these Boston Red Sox in this ballpark. He's a .342 hitter in his last 18 ball games at Fenway. You go back to 2011. He has hit .331 against the Red Sox. That 4-game hitting streak, as you can see, Elvis hitting .462. Got him swinging here, though. Pretty good knuckleball by Wright.
I look like he took a little bit off that knuckleball, threw it a little bit slower. Big strikeout with men on second and third. See what this one does. Just kind of floated in there, kind of went a little bit from right to left. You can see the what a great shot of the knuckleball. No spin on it. The catcher doing a nice job of hanging on to the ball.
Oh, 2 away now. The number 9 man, Bobby Wilson, will come up. Bobby hitting at .248 in a Ranger uniform this year, .237 overall. That pitch almost conked him in the helmet.
Pushed him back with a knuckleball. A lot of Ranger fans are in town. Sandy and Carl Mabe from Garland are here. Welcome them to Fenway Park. A lot of people staying at our hotel. A lot of Ranger fans. See them around town in the restaurants. They're everywhere. There's some.
1-0 pitch. And that dances to the inside corner. Now, Bobby Wilson battling an 0 for 10 at the moment and 2 for 25 in his last 11 ball games. Got 2 aboard with 2 outs. A run across for the Rangers here in the second. 1-2.
One thing about a knuckleball pitcher, it doesn't really matter whether you're hot or cold when you face a knuckleball pitcher. It's just a different ball game. You can be the hottest hitter in the league, and if you see good knuckleballs, it's not going to make much difference. You face certain pitchers that you get to see over time, and you know how their fastball moves. You've seen their breaking pitches. You have a pretty good idea what they throw. They still may get you out by making great pitches, but with a knuckleball, you know he throws a knuckleball, and you're going to see it most of the time. But you have no idea how it's going to break or if it's going to break.
Yeah.
Which makes it difficult.
Right again with a 1-2. Fans here at Fenway, demonstrative to say the least. Now Stephen Wright ready one more time.
That's like a changeup knuckleball.
64 miles an hour. Got some pretty good right to left action on it. I know that. Well, pitch count's not really an important part of gauging how Stephen Wright is doing on any particular night. Got him swinging. Looks up and off again there. And he gets back-to-back strikeouts. Rangers strand runners at second and third. They get a run on a hit, an error, and 2 left. After 1.5, 2-1 Boston. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest. is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today during the Ford Freedom Sales event and see why Ford is the best in Texas. Well, Ranger fans sprinkled throughout Fenway Park tonight. Seen their favorite ball club come back to within a run of the Red Sox. 2-1 Boston as Jackie Bradley Jr. leads things off here in the bottom of the second. And takes inside from Martin Perez. Bradley hit his 14th home run of the year last night. Two and nothing. Bradley, another one of the Boston Red Sox with better than 50 RBI, 54 of them. And Martin falls behind 3-0. Now Bradley hitting sixth in the order. Bryce Brentz, the left fielder, will follow. And ball four, 4-pitch walk puts Jackie Bradley Jr. on.
Last thing he wanted to do is walk the leadoff hitter and a left-hand hitter. Got to go to the ground ball and get a double play.
Bryce Brentz will step in. First time we've seen Brentz in this series. He's hitting at .308 in limited action. Remember, he was called up when the Red Sox were in Arlington. Made his season debut with the Sox in that series. Takes a strike here. Brentz seeing his first action at the big league level since 2014. Had his first major league home run against the Rangers. And he hits a double play ball that's dropped by ODOR, and everybody's safe. Well, ROUGNED, in his haste to grab the ball and tag Bradley, forgot to grab the ball.
He wanted to get to the ball quickly enough to make the tag. If he didn't, he probably was going to have a hard time flipping the ball to second. So to get the double play, he charges as fast as he can, and it's going to be close. He's got to catch it and tag all at once. Kind of took his eye off the ball to watch the runner and couldn't come up with the ball. He got the double play ball, but it was a tough double play to turn. They couldn't do it.
So Brent's aboard on the fielder's choice. The error charged to ROUGNED ODOR for the Rangers. That is their 44th error of the year. They came into the game tonight third in the American League in fielding. They're having a very good year fielding percentage-wise. Two aboard, nobody out, and Travis Shaw, the number 8 hitter, will step to the plate. Shaw batting at .275, 9 home runs, and 47 driven in. Rangers not thinking that Shaw is going to be asked to bunt here. Beltre playing back of the baseline. Martin misses outside for ball 1. Perez, a check of the runners. A little, excuse me, roller to Beltre, and he drops the ball. Everybody's safe. Back-to-back errors. The bases are full with nobody out.
Strange things going on in the infield this inning. PEDROIA booted a slowly hit routine ground ball. ODOR dropped a ground ball. And now Adrian has a hard time coming up with one, all in the same inning. 3 very reliable guys. Check swing. He check swinged it a little bit harder. Adrian could have waited back and touched third and thrown to first, but he had to charge it. The ball just popped out of his glove.
No, base is full, nobody out. Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, is going to step in. Adrian having a great year defensively, and that last play notwithstanding, he has been tremendous. Hannigan takes the first pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Hannigan, as we mentioned, just off the disabled list as of yesterday. Had a neck injury that caused him to miss almost a month. 186 average, 10 RBI. Pitch outside. 2-0. Hannigan against the Rangers only has faced them 3 times previously. He's gone 3 for 8 with a double and a home run. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Team Perez with that bright red glove out there tonight. Trying to extricate himself and the Rangers from this tough situation here in the second. Right center field, that is trouble. 1 run is home. 2 runs are home. RBI single for Hannigan. It's a 4-1 Red Sox lead. On to third with Travis Shaw.
Tough inning. Martin got himself in trouble with a leadoff walk, then got a couple of softly hit ground balls that weren't converted into outs. Had the double play been turned, then maybe he pitches out of the inning, but it wasn't, and now he's got to regroup and figure out how to get out of the second inning as quickly as possible. One thing that's happened over the last several days is Ranger starters haven't gone deeply into games, and the bullpen's been used a lot. And Martin's going to have to work his way out of this jam and stay in the ball game.
He's facing the top of the order again, and Mookie Betts turns on one and rips it foul deep down the left side.
The way he's on the fastball right now, you almost have to come up with an off-speed pitch against him. A slicing line drive for a couple of runs. Last time up, Betts had pulled a ball foul and then got a changeup and hit it right off the end of the bat.
1 ball and 1 strike to him. That's a .297 average, as you can see. Still nobody out. Runners at first and third for the Red Sox here in the second. 2-1. If you're Bobby Wilson, I agree with you, Tom. You need to get something off speed over.
Yeah.
And Bobby Wilson, you got to guide him to that. Because right now, Martin Perez is starting to lose his focus. Came in there, something off speed.
They were thinking along with us. Yep. Threw him a changeup.
And Martin, and we've seen it quite a few times. Gets into a spot, especially early in the game, and things have not gone well, he tends to try and throw harder. And when you're not in a good rhythm, a good groove, boy, that leads to all kinds of problems. You can get away with that if you're throwing the ball well, and then all of a sudden you want to pump it up a little bit in the right spot, but not just as a course of action in general. Got that one in on the fist of Betts. 2-2. Mookie Betts, one of the 6 Boston Red Sox, going to San Diego for the All-Star game. Perez checks the runners. Hit hard, pull foul down the third base side.
It's a good thing that thing hit the wall, because the people in the corner were getting ready to have it face planted. 2 girls sitting in the corner right there. One's got a glove on, but that wasn't going to do her much good the way that ball was hit. They're smiling, but they don't have the slightest idea how close they came to not having a smile on their face.
Another 2-2 is in the offing. Left center field, that is going to be off the monster. One run is home. Betts sliding into second with a double. It is 5-1 Boston. Stopping at third is Hannigan.
I'll tell you, from what we've seen of Mookie Betts, he looks like one of the best players in the league right now.
Sure does.
He is right on the fastball. This is a changeup, but got the location that he wanted. It's right down the middle of the plate. Got the other thing that goes along with a changeup is probably down and away. But Betts had seen a changeup, and he was right on that one. He almost knocked the wall down in left field. But he's a terrific base runner, terrific outfielder, throws well, and he can hit, boy.
Now Doug Rocaille out quickly to calm things down a little bit. Get Martin back in sync here in the second inning. Dustin Pedroia out on a nice play by ROUGNED ODOR, his counterpart in the first inning. He's got Hannigan at third, Betts at second. Still nobody out here in the second inning. Pedroia with that 10-game hitting streak has seen him hit to the 326 clip. Martin continuing to work from the stretch. That'll get another run home. Elvis boots it. That's going to be the third error of the inning. 6-1 Boston. Still nobody out.
Extremely tough inning for Martin, and this will test anybody's patience. He's gotten 3 weakly hit ground balls that could have resulted in 4 outs if the double play was turned. Instead, he's sitting out there having faced 6 hitters and doesn't have an out. Rangers have given up at least 3 and maybe 4 outs this inning. He's going to have to get 7 outs. One of those innings.
Yep, sure is.
Again, it's, you look at this second inning. It started with Pedroia making an error on a routine ball, and then 3 sure-handed, outstanding defensive Rangers have made errors.
Mazzara toward the corner and back a couple of steps, makes the catch. Tagging at second is Mookie Betts. He will advance to third. That's the first out of the inning. Runners at the corners, and David Ortiz coming up. Well, David Ortiz, it is 20th home run of the year. His first time up. A 2-out blast that got the Red Sox going. Home run number 523 in his storied career. Rangers going to that overshift. Elvis almost directly behind the bag at second. Adrian Beltre splitting the difference between second and third. Right center field. Rua getting in position, makes the catch. Here comes Betts down the line. The throw to the plate, not in time. Sacrifice fly for David Ortiz, 7-1 Red Sox.
It's easier said than done on a high kind of slicing fly ball. The only chance that Ryan had with Betts at third base was to get positioned behind the ball and catch it as he came toward home plate. And you can see he has to catch the ball and then get some momentum going, and he just didn't have time to do that. Somehow, if he was able to stay well behind the ball, catch it as he's running forward, he might have had a chance, even though Betts runs very well.
Did it look like that ball carried a little further than he thought coming in?
I think it did, because I'm sure he planned to do it just the way we were describing, waiting for it and coming in on it. And as he was waiting for it, it probably did
carry a little bit farther than he thought it would.
Now, what breeze there is tonight is drifting out towards center. So that might have helped the ball a little bit. In any event, it's a 5-run inning. 2 outs. Hanley Ramirez, the 9th Red Sox to come to the plate. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-1. Ramirez hit a towering fly ball right to the base of the green monster down the left field line his first time up. Brian Rua made the catch. Got Pedroia over at first. 1-2. Red Sox with 2 base hits this inning. The Rangers with 3 errors and a walk. They have put 5 runs on the board. Still have Pedroia at first. And Ramirez at the plate with a 1-2 count. There goes Pedroia. And the pitch is fouled away. Going through a couple of stretches. Now he's back in the batter's box. Rangers play him a couple of steps around to the left on the infield. Outfield straight away and deep. Fouled off of Ramirez's front foot. John Farrell's caught. John had to figure out whether to send his trainer out there or not. Seemed the more Ramirez walked around, the worse it got. He's going to hobble back to home plate. Inside of that left shin. Now Martin ready. Another 1-2 pitch. Gave him every opportunity to try it again, and Ramirez wouldn't swing at it. A 2-2 the count. The next pitch for Martin Perez will be number 50 for the evening. Be the 30th of this second inning. Martin okays the sign. He's ready for the 2-2. Instead, goes first base way. Hanley Ramirez waiting for that pain to stop in his left shin. It's probably going to be about August before that eases. Now the 2-2. This Boston ball club, you don't see a whole lot of swings and misses from it. They may not put it in play fair, but they usually make contact. Don't have a lot of guys that strike out an inordinate number of times. Joey Davis, the hitting coach, very big on the contact concept. 3-2. So with 2 outs now, Pedroia will be off and moving with the next pitch. Ramirez keeps the inning alive. Then Jackie Bradley Jr., who started all this mess in the second, will bat for the second time. PEDROIA on the move, the payoff pitch. Line to right, but right at Mazzara. No, the inning mercifully comes to an end. The Red Sox score 5 on 2 hits and 3 errors. On to the third, 7-1 Boston. Four unearned runs in that second inning have opened up a 7-1 lead. Rangers come to bat here in the top of the third. Ranger fans in a little bit of shock. It'll be the top of the order to face Stephen Wright, Jurickson Profar, Ian Desmond, and ROUGNED ODOR.
Yeah, it was kind of a shocking inning in that Martin Perez didn't help himself with a leadoff walk, but then probably pitched well enough to get out of the inning without any damage being done. Unfortunately, there's some plays weren't made behind him, and the inning just progressed into a 5-run inning on only 2 hits.
All the way to the backstop, that knuckleball dancing all over the place. Profar began tonight by tapping right back to the mound on the third pitch of the ball game. Jurickson on this road trip, seen a lot of action. He's gone 5 for 19, 263 average. 2 balls and a strike. Rangers as a team have been on a little bit of a roller coaster. The last 4 ball games they've hit 306. They went through a streak 4 before that, having some problems. Dead center field, going back, Bradley right at the base of the wall. He's able to reach up and snag it for out number 1. One gone before Ian Desmond steps in there. Let's send it back to John Radigan for a Chevy game break. All right, John, thank you. Well, that's Giancarlo Stanton heating things up.
Trying to make up for a slow start.
Yeah.
I guess when he gets in one of those streaks, the best thing you can do is walk him every time up.
Ball 1 to Desmond. I see where one of the home runs he hit last night had an exit velocity of 119.7.
Wow.
Now he's kind of our oldest Chapman of exit velocity. Chapman with the velocity of the fastball. Giancarlo Stanton. A couple of times a year he'll top 120 with exit velocity. Ian Desmond a strikeout in the first inning. 1-2. We talked about it before. Ian Desmond's theory of hitting against a knuckleball. He said he changes everything from his normal routine, his normal thought pattern. He got a base hit here. And knuckleball stayed reasonably up over the middle of the plate. But Ian's thought is that if I don't change everything after I see a knuckleball, no matter what I do, then my thought pattern the next day is messed up for a regular pitcher. So I just change everything for a knuckleball and then leave it alone. Well, folks, Southwest Airlines and Dallas Love Field invite you to celebrate 45 years of love. Just go to southwest.com/RangersLove and enter for your chance to be one of 10 fans who will win 45,000 Rapid Reward points. ROUGNED ODOR takes that flutter ball inside for ball 1. ODOR a fly ball to left back in the first inning. 271 the average for the Rangers second baseman. Two 2-0.
This is right here as a hitter. It's 2-0. He's got a 6-run lead. Thrown a number of fastballs. Profar got a fastball and a fastball count and drilled it to center. See if he throws a fastball in this count to Ruby.
I think that was a knuckleball.
It was a knuckleball. Yeah. I think he probably figured Ruby's going to be looking fastball
yeah.
right there. He didn't want to see the score turn into a 7-3 game. You know, the reason a knuckleball pitcher is a knuckleball is because he basically doesn't have a fastball. And what he has to, I think Charlie Huff always said that one of the important things for him when he didn't throw a knuckleball, Charlie used to throw a little cutter, a little slider. But when you do throw that, you have to throw it for a strike. That's what you're doing. You're behind in the count, and you need to throw a strike.
There's a fastball.
Threw it right by him.
Yeah, 87 miles an hour.
He's got a little more fastball than Charlie had.
Yeah. Now Stephen Wright talking about him. We'll take a look at our Kubota power stats with him in mind. 2.42 ERA at second in the American League this year. 2.17 opponent's average is fourth. Slugging percentage, the best pitchers in the American League, just 3.08. Gives up about half a home run on average per 9 innings. Got him swinging. Strikeout number 4 for Wright. 2 gone. Adrian Beltre will be next.
Comes in, it kind of goes sideways a little bit, and then it goes down.
I don't envy Ryan Hannigan back there trying to capture that thing. There probably is many different theories on how to catch a knuckleball as there are on how to hit it.
Knuckleball really is a pitch that could break both ways, though.
Yeah.
You can't throw a ball that curves left and right, but you can throw a knuckleball, I guess, that does that.
Here's one that danced through the strike zone. 1-1. Beltre started the Rangers second by reaching on the Pedroia error. Hustled into second, then came in to score on Nomar Mazara's base hit. Desmond a modest lead at first. Like Adrian had one that stayed up and didn't move a whole lot that time. Fouled it back. Stephen Wright, who turned to the knuckleball full time for the 2011 season. was a traditional pitcher, if you will, prior to that. Kind of fooled with it for a couple of years and got it going pretty well. Then he was up and down with the Red Sox 2012 and 13. Found a home here last year with him. And this year has refined it to the point where he's been arguably the most consistent pitcher at 9-5. 2-2 to Beltre. Got him swinging. 5 strikeouts in 3 innings for Stephen Wright. Rangers get a base hit, but Strand, Ian Desmond, 2.5 in the books. Red Sox leading 7-1. Fans, the Mission October 30 game plan is your last chance to secure 2016 season tickets. Reserve the best seat locations and guarantee the same great seat for postseason baseball. Take advantage of one of the best benefit packages in sports. Enjoy exclusive season ticket holder events. Log on to TexasRangers.com/Mission October to purchase your season ticket plan. Jackie Bradley Jr., as he did in the second, is leading off the third for Boston. 1 ball, 1 strike. Odor has it go off the end of his glove in the shallow center. Going for 2 is Bradley. Desmond, the off-balance throw, not in time. Odor got just enough leather on it to slow it down into no man's land between himself and Ian Desmond. And Bradley, with great speed, made it in 2.
Probably no outfielder is better equipped to try to make this play than Ian Desmond. And watch the way he makes it, just kind of like a shortstop charging a slowly hit ball. Didn't have a chance to get him, but not many outfielders are going to be able to make that kind of a play.
Well, a double has Bradley at second. And a ground ball to right field, a base hit. Bradley waved around third. Mazara's throw is over everybody. So on into second goes Bryce Brents. It's an 8-1 Boston lead.
This is one of those games from our team. Bradley's ball just barely goes off Odor's glove. Brents hits a ball right off the end of the bat, and it rolls into right field for a hit. They're finding holes, and the plays aren't being made. They didn't have any chance at home plate.
No.
You're better off. I mean, you want to make a play. but you're better off holding on to that ball and throwing it to second base. Even if that's a perfect throw, he's already stood up and going back to the dugout.
I don't believe they're going to charge Mazzara with an error on that. They're just going to give Brent second base on the throw. So 8-1 Boston. Brent's with his 4th RBI of the year. Travis Shaw reached on an error by Adrian Beltre and Jeff Bannister. Well, not much the skipper can do. It's one of those nights that the buttons aren't pushable. That's going to the wall. Brents will score. Into second base is Shaw, an RBI double. It's 9-1 Red Sox. Shaw with his 48th RBI.
And Shaw has 26 doubles now. He's in the top 3 in the league in doubles. That's his 20th double at home. We mentioned how tough Martin had been on left-hand hitters. Buzz, you mentioned 141 for the season. In his last 8 starts, left-hand hitters were 3 for 32. And the left-hand hitters today, Ortiz has a 2-run homer. Bradley has a walk and a double. He scored twice. And now Shaw has an RBI double. So the left-hand hitters have enjoyed a pretty good day so far today.
So still nobody out. Travis Shaw at second. Brian Hannigan, who had a 2-run double, or 2-run single, I should say, in the second, steps in.
Well, it just makes it's so difficult on a manager when you've got games where the starter is throwing a lot of pitches, not going deep into games. And right now, with the 3 pitchers hurt, the 2 guys that the pressure is on every time they go out there to throw a lot of innings.
Rua put the glove right on the turf as he slid and made the catch. Nice play by Ryan Rua.
2 guys are Cole Hamels and Martin Perez, and they can't do it every time. They've been so solid all year long, but in each one of their last starts, Cole didn't have a long outing, and Martin's already thrown almost 60 pitches here in the 3rd inning. His outing is not going to be a long outing. So it just puts a lot of pressure on the manager to figure out how to work the bullpen.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point sometimes where whatever reliever, depending on his contract situation, has thrown a lot of innings in a particular game. Happened to Michael Roth. He has to go down so someone else fresh can come up for the next day, so you have a long man for the next day.
Yeah. Bobby Wilson out to talk to Martin Perez. Mookie Betts at the plate for the 3rd time in 3 innings. Betts is 1 for 2, RBI double and a run scored. Going to 3rd is Shaw. Makes it without a look from Perez.
Yeah, this game just stands out because it's so unusual as being a game totally unlike the kind of games the Rangers play almost every day.
And the infield pulling all the way in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We're talking about the Rangers having several pitchers on the disabled list. I saw a little note. The Red Sox have 3 pitchers who have thrown over 100 innings. Price, Porcello, and Wright. And in that same column, Buzz, we were talking about this the other day. The Blue Jays have 5 pitchers who haven't missed a start. That'll be a ground ball out, and have thrown over 100 innings. Every starter they've got at that point in time had at least 16 starts. Some of them have 17 and 18 starts now. But R.A. Dickey, Estrada, Happ, Stroman, and Sanchez, 5 starters, haven't missed a start. The only 5 starters they've had, and every one of them is over 100 innings at the All-Star break, on pace to have 5 pitchers with 200 innings. That is a luxury for a manager.
Sure is. Top numbers for the Rangers. Cole Hamels 107. And Martin Perez about ready to pass him. Martin now at 106.
And Kobe's close to 100 before he went on the disabled list. The Rangers almost have 3. Kobe's in the upper 90s.
98 for Colby.
Martin has made every start. This is Martin's 18th start. Cole missed a start.
Pedroia at the plate had an RBI on an error on Elvis last inning. 0 for 2 tonight. Two balls and a strike. Now Pedroia, one of the 5 contestants in the final vote. One of the 5 finalists will be voted onto the All-Star team. That goes through this weekend. Broken bat roller out to Elvis. Up and throwing, and that'll do it. Red Sox, though, add a couple of more. They get 2 runs on 3 hits and leave 1 after 3. 9-1 Boston. One head on out to the ballpark on Saturday, July 30th. Rangers taking on the Kansas City Royals. Pick up this special collectible. The first 15,000 fans 14 and over receive a franchise 4 quad bobblehead. That's courtesy of Medical Center Arlington. Not along with Beltre and Pudge and Nolan and Michael Young, the Texas Rangers franchise 4. Get your tickets for Saturday, July 30th by logging on to TexasRangers.com. Well, Prince Fielder to start off the Ranger 4th inning. Texas now trailing by 8 to Stephen Wright and the Red Sox. Prince hit by a knuckleball his first time. 2 balls and no strikes. Fielder in that second inning got as far as third base, but was stranded there. Stephen Wright has allowed a couple of base hits. He has 5 strikeouts. This is high and tight. 3-0. So Fielder trying to get aboard here in the 4th to start things off. Ryan Rua will be next. And ball 4, 4-pitch walk. That is the first free pass issued by Wright tonight. 87-degree evening with pretty high humidity. It's up around 50% at game time. Warm evening, a hot evening by Boston standards. Ryan Rua, a fly ball to right, back in the second inning. Inside corner for strike 1. Rua in the outfield along with Nomar Mazara tonight. Shin-Soo Choo still nursing that sore lower back. Mitch Moreland still with the calf muscle soreness. Well, the Rangers hopefully by the start of the series against the Twins tomorrow night will be back to 100% with those two guys. Nothing in 2 to Rua. Got him swinging. 6 strikeouts for Wright. 1 gone. Mazara coming up. Stephen Wright, he can get it going with the best of them. He's detailed the statistical high water marks that he has this year. He has 3 complete games, along with 4 other pitchers leading the major leagues. Kershaw and Sale, Johnny Cueto, and Corey Kluber all have 3 complete games. 12 quality starts. That's up among the American League leaders, tying him for second. Mazara had the RBI single his last time to the plate, and he's going the other way. He'll have another single. No, the shift employed against Nomar, and he says, fine, I'll take what you're giving me.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if they put that shift on the next time, because he's obviously benefited from the shift twice with little ground balls to the left side. It's almost the same pitch too.
Yeah.
That one might have been a little bit more toward the middle of the plate, but both of them were high. Both of them were either middle or outside, and it just looked like he made a conscious effort to go that way and said, fine, it's hard enough to hit a knuckleball, but if all I have to do is hit a little ground ball to the left side, I'm going to go for it.
And that knuckleball is called the shift beater.
Yeah.
As far as Mazara is concerned. No, 3 hits for the Rangers tonight. Mazara with a pair of them. 2 on, 1 out. Elvis Andrus, who struck out the first time up there. That knuckleball dancing all around the upper part of the strike zone. This is our TXU Energy Power Player to watch. The man on your screen, Elvis Andrus. 6 games this year against Boston, including this one. 8 for 17, 2 doubles, a triple. He has scored 4 runs. He has driven in 6. Trying to up that RBI total. Double play grounder to Shaw. Pedroia turns it over. 5-4-3 around the horn. Go the Red Sox. Rangers gone in the 4th. No runs. A hit, 1 left. After 3.5, 9-1 Boston. Time to take a look at tonight's greater coverage of baseball. We'll do that in just a second. As the first pitch of this fourth inning is a little bit low for ball one. Xander Bogaerts taking outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Bogaerts 1 out of 2 with a single and a run scored this evening. 2-1 now. Red Sox 9 runs on 7 hits. Rangers 1 run on 3 hits. They've committed 3 errors. That really has been the downfall of Martin Perez tonight. That pitch a little bit low. It's 3-1.
I think 4 of the runs are unearned. That all happened in the second inning with the 3 errors.
And a little bit low. Ball 4. Second walk of the ball game. Both of them have been leadoff walks. 1 on, nobody out. David Ortiz coming up. And here's tonight's greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Felix Hernandez, 45 pitches in 3 innings of simulated game this afternoon. He's set for a couple of minor league rehab starts, and then will rejoin the Mariners on July 20th. Meanwhile, the Detroit Tigers finally got some revenge against the Cleveland Indians. They defeated the Indians this afternoon 12-2. That's their first win of the year against the Tribe. Cleveland 11-1 against the Motown Kitties. David Ortiz with 3 runs driven in tonight, a 2-run home run and a sacrifice fly. Takes that strike to even the count. Ortiz now 69 runs driven home. And on base plus slugging 11-12. ODOR leaning into a dive makes the catch. The ball not hit quite as sharply as ROUGNED thought. It started to go into a dive and then just kept on leaning over the leaning tower of ODOR.
Big Papi doesn't have many bad at bats. Thought he had a base hit right there, but ROUGNED was there to spoil it for him.
So 1 gone. Hanley Ramirez now will step in. Ramirez 0 for 2 tonight. Fly ball to left, line drive to right. One ball and no strikes. Ramirez a .287 hitter as he faces Martin Perez. One and one. Ramirez now 3 out of 7 in this series. Has a modest 4-game hitting streak going. Over the years, he has really loved pitching, Ranger pitching. He has hit to the tune of about .340 against the Rangers. This is 19th career game. He's gone 23 for 69. Going to add one more to it. That's down, and Azara cuts it off before it gets to the track. So stopping at third, and now ODOR is going to run the ball in. Bogaerts had an idea about trying to score, but another double for Ramirez.
A very nice play by Nomar, who got over as fast as he possibly could, and then wheeled and got the ball in as fast as he possibly could to keep Bogaerts from scoring. Pitch away. Ramirez is really hot right now. Last 12 games, he's hitting somewhere around 400, 420, knocking in runs, taking walks, having great at bats. There's a good look at Nomar. Nice accurate throw to the cutoff man as quickly as he could. Bogaerts couldn't score.
Well, the Rangers now pull the infield all the way in. Jackie Bradley fouling that first pitch off, 0-1. Bradley has walked and doubled. Double that he had leading off the third inning doesn't really tell the story. He had a sharp ground ball that ODOR dove for and got just the tip of his glove on. ODOR eats this one up, and he keeps Bogart at third base as he throws out Bradley. 2 gone. Bradley not able to get that run home. With 2 away, it'll be up to Bryce Brents. Martin Perez now. Pitch count up to 81 as he works here in this 4th inning. Brents is 1 for 2. He has scored twice. He has driven in a run. Takes the first pitch in at the knees. Boston, the 3rd highest American League team as far as batting average with runners in scoring position, behind Baltimore and the Rangers. .285 team average. Nine more runs scored here tonight for Boston. They're now up to 474 runs. This is their 84th game of the year, just over the halfway mark. Little looper to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Bogart scores. Right behind him, Ramirez. A looping 2-run single for Bryce Brents. It is 11-1 Boston.
Now, Brents has 2 hits in this game. That blooper, and then a ground ball right off the end of the bat that dribbled into right field. And with those 2 hits, has driven in 3 runs.
Martin getting that pitch up and on the inner part of the plate. Not hit sharply, but dunked in where nobody could get to it. Martin Perez, the look on his face of a man resigned to his fate. It has not gone well tonight for Martin or anyone. Jose Leclerc is loosening in that Ranger bullpen.
It's one of those games.
Travis Shaw, a swinging strike 1. Shaw doubled home a run in the 3rd inning. His 48th RBI of the year. Shaw also reached on an error in the 2nd and scored. 11 runs on 9 hits tonight for Boston. In at the knees. 0-2. Brents, modest lead off the bag at first. Little chopper foul that looked like it got Shaw on the front foot before it bounced over toward first. The Rangers coming home after this ball game tonight. They will open up the final series prior to the All-Star break, a 4-game set with the Twins. Gigi Gonzalez and Tyler Duffy match up tomorrow night. Cole Hamels will start on Friday night against Kyle Gibson. Rangers still undecided on Saturday night starter. And A.J. Griffin will get the start on Sunday. Ricky Nolasco and Tommy Malone, the 2 Twins to start on Saturday and Sunday. Here's Cole, one of 2 Rangers to be honored by being selected to the All-Star team. No balls, 2 strikes. Got him swinging. Well, the inning comes to a close, but the Red Sox add 2 more, 2 runs, 2 hits. They leave 1 after 4. 11-1 Boston. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by the all-new 3-row Mazda CX-9, meticulously crafted for driving because driving matters. Just a sliver of a moon here over Fenway Park tonight. 11-1 Red Sox leading. Rangers come to bat in the 5th inning. And Bobby Wilson takes strike one from Stephen Wright. Wilson a strikeout in the 2nd inning. Wright has struck out 6 through the first 4. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bobby. 235 season average. 19 RBI, 3 home runs. Shaw, tricky little hop that he picked up and threw out Bobby Wilson.
The only way you can make that play, if you wait back on it, even a slow runner can beat it out. So you have to charge it. And then you kind of wait and see what kind of hop you're going to get. And then you put your glove down and try to catch that bad hop. And here's how he did it. Realizes he has to charge it, scoops it on the short hop, and flips it over to Ramirez. Turns it into an out. Not sure what that meant, but he didn't like my description of his play, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody on the bench was getting on him, I think, the Red Sox bench.
I didn't see him do anything that would require getting on him. Charged it, caught it, and threw it.
Must be some tough critics over there.
I guess.
Jurickson Profar up for his 3rd at bat. He is 0 for 2. That's out of play to the left. Jurickson is tapped back to the mound, and then he drove a fastball deep to center field that Jackie Bradley Jr. caught up right in the padding on that tall wall out there in dead center. Tall is a relative term when you're talking about Fenway Park. Tall in comparison to the Green Monster. 20 feet instead of 37.
Travis Shaw's dad, Jeff Shaw, pitched in the big leagues for 12 years, 4 or 5 different teams. Got some baseball background. Dad was a pitcher. He's a hitter, though. He's getting a great opportunity. Pablo Sandoval was signed to a big free agent contract. Supposed to be the 3rd baseman. Hasn't played very well. Then he got hurt. Shaw stepped in, and the way he's played, it's going to be pretty hard for Sandoval to get back in the lineup.
Well, the Red Sox last year were finding places for Travis Shaw to play outfield and moving him all around.
Yeah.
But you're right, when Sandoval went on the DL with the surgery this year, Shaw was ready, willing, and able to take over the 3rd.
Yeah, the Red Sox have the luxury if they don't have to play him at 3rd base. You're right, Buzz. They can move him around and play in different places. He seems to find a home this year at 3rd base.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Jurickson. Got him with a fastball and on the inside part of the plate. That is strikeout number 7 for Stephen Wright.
88 miles an hour with that fastball. That's plenty fastball to get you to swing and miss at it.
Especially in there.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, with a 10-run lead, Wright is pretty much has the luxury of doing whatever he wants out there. If he wants to throw some more fastballs, that's fine. Doesn't have to worry about if one gets hit. Did you see a catcher catch that ball?
Yeah. Hannigan's had quite an experience behind the plate tonight.
Watch his head. Whoops.
Ian takes that next flutter ball inside, 2-0. Desmond has one of the 3 Ranger hits tonight. He singled in the 3rd inning, hit it right back through the middle. The other 2 hits belong to Nomar Mazara. And a fastball right down the middle. 2-1. Desmond has gone 12 for 39 on the trip. That evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is the 10th game of the Ranger road trip to New York and Minnesota and here in Boston, and Desmond has scored 8 runs in the first 9 ball games. 5th in the American League in runs scored. Bogarts on a cross, and that'll do it. 1-2-3 inning for Wright and the Red Sox. We played half the ball game tonight in Fenway. It's 11-1 Boston on Fox Sports Southwest. Now that's baseball's biggest summer event. Don't miss baseball's biggest stars and the 87th All-Star Game as presented by MasterCard, coming up July 12th, only on Fox. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Rangers will have Ian Desmond and Cole Hamels representing the franchise in San Diego. And representing the Rangers on the mound now, making his Major League debut. Here is the 22-year-old right-hander Jose Leclerc. He's out of Esperanza in the Dominican Republic. At AA Frisco and AAA Round Rock this year. Jose appeared in 22 ball games at 1-5 record, not indicative of how well he pitched in the last couple of months. Got off to a rough start, gave up 8 runs in 7 innings. And after that, really shut down folks. Pitch is a little bit high. Leclerc working to Ryan Hannigan. So Jose Leclerc, who signed with the Rangers back in December of 2010. And Hannigan kind of leaving the premises. Got some changes. Jared Hoying, who was just called up today by the Rangers, playing in left field now. Ryan Rua moving into first base. He's going to play on the dirt for the rest of the ball game. Hoying will hit in Profar's spot in the order. Excuse me, Profar staying at third. He's going to play in Beltre's spot. My mistake. 1-2 to Hannigan, settling back in. Red Sox, 25 runs, 41 hits in this series. Got him swinging. So Jose Leclerc strikes out the first hitter he faces in his major league debut as he gets Ryan Hannigan swinging. There's one out. And let's check in with Emily Jones.
Yeah, guys, as you mentioned, Jose Leclerc arrived here just a couple of days ago in Boston. Wasn't sure when he would make his debut, but one of the first guys to seek him out and try to give him a little insight was fellow rookie Matt Bush.
Help out a younger guy and, help teach and just show, just to make sure that I feel like, main thing is to feel comfortable and to feel like you're a part of the team. And for me, I feel like what I can do is just show another younger player, like, hey, make them feel as comfortable as they can so that they can go out there and perform and focus on baseball and not what everything else is going on.
And Matt really did, guys, talk at length about it, how he was so excited to have, Tony Barnett is a rookie also in the bullpen, but Tony Barnett, has been in professional baseball for quite some time. But Matt Bush really excited about the opportunity to share his brief, knowledge of the major leagues just a couple of months in with the younger rookie. And so he was looking forward to that, and I know he'll be proud to share in the major league debut of Jose here tonight, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. Yeah, very much so. They developed a relationship down at Frisco earlier this year when they were teammates, and that continues up here in the big league level.
Well, I was on the bus with Jose when he got to the ballpark for the first time, and it had to be quite an experience for him in the big leagues for the first time, number one, but then having it be at Fenway Park. And I was walking behind him as he was walking toward the clubhouse.
Ball's over Hoying's head and Garen's away from him. And Mookie Betts into second with another double.
Betts put a charge in that one just like he did in the second inning. The ball sailed over Jared's head. I think it was hit a little harder than he thought it was. It clanked off the scoreboard in left field. But anyway, as Jose walked in, he was staring at all the stuff on the wall about Ted Williams, the old pictures. Big Poppy's got a couple of huge murals on the way in. And I'm sure it probably hit him his first day in the big leagues, how old the stadium was. Not sure he knew any of the history of Fenway Park or not. He probably does now. But having been here a couple of days and now getting a chance to pitch in this ballpark in front of a capacity crowd has to be a big thrill for him.
Yeah, he would qualify as a wide-eyed rookie. And it's taking it all in, and rightfully so. Dustin Pedroia takes the pitch down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Pedroia is 0 for 3 tonight, although he reached on an error in the second, got an RBI.
Well, Buzz, I was reading in Scott Lucas's minor league report. He does such an outstanding job with that, and he was talking about Leclerc and the kind of pitches that he throws. We haven't seen him, but he mentioned that he throws 2 kinds of changeups. One that goes kind of down and to the right, and the other one that looks like a slider. And already I've seen several pitches that look just like sliders that evidently is a changeup. The scoreboard put changeup up there. I don't know how they would know that. But if that is a changeup, I don't know any baseball person in the world who could watch it for the first time and call it a changeup.
3-1 the count to Pedroia. He lost it. Pedroia draws a walk after the 1-out double by Betts. 2 on. And Xander Bogaerts coming up. Well, that's that 2-sided coin. One's a changeup, one's a slider. They flip the coin, and that's what it is.
Well, I guess if it goes the same speed as a slider and breaks just like a slider, you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the hitter, it might spin a little bit differently, but it is a slider, I guess.
If it walks like a slider or quacks like a slider, you can bet it's a
It must be a slider.
There's a strike. And talk about reinventing the game of baseball. Fork ball splitter, same pitch, different terminology, different generations. Cutter, slider, interchangeable for most guys. So it's all in the eye of the beholder.
Have to ask him and watch how he throws it. Not sure, not being a pitcher and knowing pitching mechanics that well, I'm not sure how you would throw a changeup and make it break like that if you weren't throwing a slider.
You would do it and put your elbow in peril trying to do that.
That's it right there. That's the pitch.
That's a slider. And very quickly, let's go back to John Radigan, who has a Chevy game break. All right, John, thank you. Well, here is a moment that Jose Leclerc will never forget.
That's for sure.
Guarantee you with that. Facing David Ortiz with 2 on and 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Ortiz tonight has homered, had a sacrifice fly and line to second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ortiz now with 69 runs driven in this year. Leclerc, that high set. And this is outside.
That's the other changeup that looks more like a traditional changeup. It tails away from the left-hand thing.
We mentioned Leclerc from the Dominican Republic, Esperanza, and of course David Ortiz, one of the national heroes down there. He's from the Dominican Republic also, Santo Domingo. This has to add a little bit extra thrill for Jose Leclerc. He has fallen behind 3 balls and a strike. 22-year-old right-hander who is 6 feet tall, weighs about 190 pounds. Facing the 40-year-old veteran David Ortiz. The 3-1 pitch. Lost him. That'll load the bases for Hanley Ramirez. The second walk of the inning. Doug Rocaille and Elvis Andrus, Bobby Wilson out to talk to Jose Leclerc.
Doug's going to remind him, look, that's 23 pitches. We need some innings out of you today, son. Yeah, it's a tough assignment for a young kid pitching in this ballpark. First experience against this team, facing guys like Big Papi. His heart's pounding and he's pumped up and he's excited. He's giving it every ounce of strength that he has out there, trying to get the job done. Got a great arm, fastball 95 to 97. Get through this inning and settle down and hopefully come back out and pitch a couple more innings.
No, bases full, 2 outs. Hanley Ramirez 1 for 3 tonight with a double and a run scored. Leclerc's first pitch to him is just outside. That is ball 1. Hanley Ramirez, also from the Dominican Republic. He's from Samana. Got Betts at third, Pedroia at second, Ortiz at first. Two balls, no strikes. Ramirez a .289 average. He has Rangers. 48 runs driven in. He has, as we've mentioned, been on a tear of late. Right off the end of the bat, will Squibber, and Odor shovels it on to Andrus. That'll do it. So Leclerc keeps the Red Sox off the board. No runs, a hit, 2 walks, and 3 left. After 5, 11-1 Boston. It's time now for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $700 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. If a Ranger hits a home run during this inning, Gerald Belter of Joshua wins $700. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Gerald is going to win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. It'll be ROUGNED, Odor, Jared Hoying, and Prince Fielder. First 3 to do the swinging against Stephen Wright. Rangers trailing by 10. Odor 0 for 2. And he's going to be 0 for 3 as Jackie Bradley Jr. retreats to make the catch. 1 out. Stephen Wright now is retired the last 5 that he has faced. He's allowed the Rangers a run on just 3 hits through the first 5 1/3. Jared Hoying just recalled from AAA Round Rock today. His second stint with the Rangers this year. In case you missed it, Brian Holiday went on the disabled list. Jared Hoying recalled. Takes ball 1. Hoying 217 with no homers and 3 runs driven in. 1-1. Knuckleball, and it's 1-2 now. Right back to the plate. Right off the fist behind the bag at third. Shaw will have no play. And Hoying is going to leg that out for an infield single. Garrett Hoying with a 1-out base hit is aboard. It's his 6th hit at the major league level this year.
Like a knuckleball that came in on his fists. Nothing Shaw could do about it.
Well, 4 hits now for the Rangers tonight. Hoying at first. Prince Fielder has walked and been hit by a pitch. No official at bats tonight. Ball 1. Prince on this road trip, 9 for 34. That's a 265 mark. 1-1. Back over the last 17 ball games, Fielder has hit almost 300, 295. He's raised his average some 20 points in that span. Right back to him. 2-1. Red Sox in that overshift. They leave Bogarts, the shortstop, in his normal position. Got Pedroia closest to the bag at second. Travis Shaw splitting the distance between Pedroia and Ramirez at first. And that one flutters back to the strike zone. 2-2. Were you always in the lineup against Wilbur Wood?
Yeah.
When he was throwing?
Yeah. Most of the time I was being platooned, and he was a left-handed pitcher.
Right.
I guess a knuckleball pitcher. I don't think lefty-righty really matters.
Prince got that one pretty good. That is way back over the bullpen. Goodbye. Now Prince Fielder waited and waited and waited, and then he unloaded. Fielder with his 8th home run of the year. A 2-run bomb. It's 11-3 Boston. Gerald Belter from Joshua, $700 in our Sonic Slam inning, and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In.
Big Poppy territory all the way over the bullpen.
Well, that's no mean feat to hit a home run off Stephen Wright.
Well, he got a knuckleball to his liking. Dropped a little bit. Prince got to put an uppercut on it and launched it way up in the air.
It had plenty of hang time. The pitch inside now to Ryan Rua. 2 balls and a strike. So Prince Fielder with his 8th home run of the year. RBI number 42 and 43. Just the 7th home run allowed by Stephen Wright this year. Base hit by Rua. Ryan waited on that well and stroked it right back up the middle.
Here comes Mazzara. Let's see what kind of a defensive positioning they go in. What kind of defensive positioning they go into now after 2 ground balls to shortstop went through.
Now Bogarts, the shortstop, kind of walking back and forth out there. He's waiting to be positioned where the Red Sox want him. Looks like they'll be pretty much straight up, maybe a shade to the right.
They do have Shaw on the left side of the infield now instead of the right side. Might be a little bit different with a man on first.
That ball pops out of the glove of Ryan Hannigan, and Rua thought about it. Ryan then thought better of it, stayed at first.
Although Prince was on first base his last time up, I think. There's a man on second. There's Prince is on first base. Yeah, Bogarts was on the other side of second base, but Shaw was over right near first base. got two guys over there. It's a little bit different.
That one right off the cupped into the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike to Omar Mazara. Yeah, I think they just put the overshift to bed against Mazara.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work too well. Yeah, we've talked about this ever since Nomar came to the big leagues in April. That I'm not sure how good the book is on guys from the minor leagues as to what you should do overshifting. Cut and a miss. It's 1-2. But a lot of teams have gone to the overshift, and Omar Mazara has not had a bit of problem working against it. One on, one out, 2 across here in the Rangers' 6th. Shallow right field. Betts had a pretty good break on it. 2 gone. Next will be Elvis Andrus. Fenway Park in Boston, the iconic venues for baseball in the major leagues. (1912) this ballpark opened. Been remodeled. It burned down. Part of it burned down at one point. It was back in the 30s. Rebuilt it. Has some fascinating pictures downstairs of rebuilding the Green Monster. Not too in the too distant past, about 40 years ago. They resurfaced the Monster, put new padding in it out there, and put the new seats on top of it about, it's been 15 years ago, I guess. Pitch floats into Elvis. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Elvis tonight has struck out, grounded into a double play. Got Ryan Rowe at first, 2 outs. A couple of runs across here in the Rangers' 6th. Right sidearm flip to Ramirez, and that'll do it. Prince Fielder blasts his 8th home run of the year deep into the night here at Fenway. Rangers 2 runs on 3 hits. They lead 1 after 5.5. 11-3 Red Sox. Twins are coming to town starting tomorrow night, and on Saturday, that is July 9th. The first 7,500 kids, 13 and under, will be treated to a Shinsu Chu tin lunchbox as courtesy of Medical City Children's Hospital. Get your tickets for Saturday, July 9th by logging on to TexasRangers.com today. Now, Jose Leclerc out to start his second full inning of work at the big league level. Jackie Bradley Jr., Bryce Brents, and Travis Shaw, the first three Red Sox that he will face. 2 balls and a strike. Bradley tonight is 1 for 2 officially. He has scored twice, walked and scored in the second, doubled and scored in the third.
Good fastball, 86 miles an hour.
Looks like he's got a little tail to it also.
Got a great arm. Likes to throw his changeup too.
Bill Leclerc was promoted to Round Rock the 26th of May. Little tapper, he's going to have to hurry. Bradley's got good speed. The throw got him. Nice play by Leclerc.
That's the kind of play the first baseman's holding his breath because he knows the pitcher has to fire it hard. He's hoping the runner doesn't get too close to him, so he's blocked from the view of the ball. And then to make it even a little tougher, the ball's high and away.
Ryan Rua stayed with it nicely. That's out number 1. It brings up Bryce Brents. Talking about Jose Leclerc after he was promoted from AA Frisco to Round Rock. The 12 ball games prior to being called up to the big leagues. Leclerc was 1-0 with a 189 or 169 ERA. 21 innings and 22 strikeouts.
A curveball the last 2 pitches that he threw. I believe we saw that the last inning.
Kerwin Danley down there at first asked for a ruling, and he gave his opinion. 1-1 to Brents. Nice Brents. 3 RBI tonight. If he'd seen pitches like that his first 3 times up, he wouldn't have any RBI.
That's the slider called a changer. Well, like we've said many times, Buzz, you call it whatever you want.
Exactly.
Throw it. Yeah. Try to make it so they can't hit it. You call that thing a knuckleball if you want.
Brents had an RBI single in the 3rd inning. He had a 2-run single in the 4th. Got him swinging.
There it is again. I think instead of calling it based on what it does, like go fast or curve, you got to just give a name to it, like Bob or Dave.
Okay, you can do that.
And then you just have to get to know it by its name instead of what it does.
I think I'll name that one Ralph. Kind of like that.
Well, the curveball has been known as Uncle Charlie,
Charlie, yeah.
Occasionally.
Or Sir Charles, depending on who's throwing it.
Depending how good it is.
We could do that.
Pedro Martinez and Nolan threw the Sir, what'd you call it?
Sir Charles?
Sir Charles.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys that didn't do quite as well called it Uncle Charlie. It didn't break quite as much.
Travis Shaw 1 for 3. Left center field, Hoying to his left.
That's just
Jarrett
what he
makes the
needed.
catch.
Quick inning.
There is a 1-2-3 frame. First time the Red Sox have been set down in order. We have finished 6 at Fenway. 11-3 Boston on Fox Sports Southwest. summary, it did not start off well for Martin Perez and the Rangers. Big Papi Ortiz with his 20th home run of the year in the first. Rangers, though, cut the lead in half. Nomar Mazara with the RBI single brought home Adrian Beltre. It was 2-1 at that point. Then the second inning, and it was a disaster for the Rangers. 3 errors in the inning, 5 runs across for the Red Sox. The Red Sox have not looked back since. It's 11-3 Boston as the Rangers come to bat here in the 7th inning. Bobby Wilson starting things off, then back to the top of the order, facing Stephen Wright, who has allowed the 6 hits and 3 runs tonight. Slow version of the breaking ball, or the knuckleball for ball 1. Bobby Wilson, a strikeout, ground ball to third this evening. Now trying to snap that 0 for 12 skid that he is in. Well, he ripped that one and pulled it foul, almost hit it out of the ballpark completely. Toward the section where all the folks in the Ranger Destinations Tour have been sitting the first 2 nights. One-two pitch. Tried the fastball and almost got the outside corner. Stephen Wright, 105 pitches this evening. 71 strikes as he missed high again. No, 3-2. Bobby Wilson trying to get aboard to start off the Rangers 7th. Jurickson Profar, the leadoff man, is next. Up the middle, Bobby Wilson snaps the 0 for 12 with that leadoff single.
Got a fastball, took advantage of it. He's throwing a lot of fastballs tonight, but he's throwing in a lot of them at times where you would expect a knuckleball. Charlie Huff used to say that at times when he's facing a good team, he would want to throw maybe a fastball on the first pitch where the other team was pretty much 100% thinking knuckleball, maybe sneak one in to get ahead in the count. Wright's done a little bit of that today.
No, that's the 7th Ranger hit of the night. Leadoff base hit here in the 7th. Jurickson Profar, 0 for 3. Ground out, fly out, strikeout. And he's going to have his first hit. That is up the alley in right center. Wilson around second. He will motor into third. So back-to-back singles open up the 7th.
Well, Jurickson's hit a fastball a couple of times. He hit one back in the 3rd inning all the way to the base of the wall in center field. Jackie Bradley ran it down out there. And that time he started him out with a fastball, I think. Let's take a look if that's a fastball. No, it looked like a knuckleball. Didn't do much. And he hit it pretty hard.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, going to go out and have a chat. Tommy Lane, the left-hander, loose in that Red Sox bullpen. The Rangers 8 hits tonight. They put 3 together for their 2 runs in the 6th inning. They had 1 hit and an error, along with a hit batter for their run in the 2nd. The conference has concluded. Ian Desmond will step to the plate. Ian is 1 for 3. Desmond's single was back in the 3rd inning. Other than that, he has struck out, granted a short. Got Wilson at 3rd, Profar at 1st. 1 ball, no strikes. Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, is going to wake up about 2 or 3 in the morning. He's going to be flinching. He's flinching every time he's catching the knuckleball when it's up. He's going to have nightmares about that thing. Hit well to center field. Ratley going back, still going back at the wall. It's off the wall. It caroms away from him. Wilson scores. Profar right behind him will score. Into 3rd with a 2-run triple is Ian Desmond. And it is 11-5 in favor of the Red Sox. Ian Desmond, another multi-hit game.
Well, the knuckleball has either stopped knuckling this inning or the Rangers have started to figure it out. Because they've got 3 straight hits, and That one was hit out there where Sandy Leone hit one the other day. That knuckleball didn't dance at all. Pretty much like the one Jurickson got. He hit it about 420 feet to right center field.
Hit the garage door out there.
If Bradley can't run it down, you can't run it down.
Yep, you're right about that. So that's going to be the hit that drives Stephen Wright from the game. He leaves with Desmond at third, nobody out. Tommy Lane coming on. We'll take a timeout. We're back to Fenway Park right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Consecutive hits pushed across a couple of runs to open up this seventh inning. Stephen Wright is out of the ball game, and coming out of the bullpen now, the 31-year-old southpaw Tommy Lane enters the game for the 27th appearance of the year. 380 earned run average for Lane. He has worked almost 24 innings. League hitting 241 against him. And lately, left-handers have really had a tough time against Lane. They're just hitting 172 in the last 30 at-bats. And ROUGNED ODOR, a left-handed hitter, will step in with Ian Desmond at third base. 0-1. ODOR tonight has flied out twice and struck out. Rangers put 2 on the board in the 6th. They have put 2 more on the board here in the 7th on 2 singles and a triple. Nothing at 2. ROUGNED at 269 with the average. 43 RBI for the Rangers second baseman. He's got number 44 90 feet away from home. Got him swinging. Lane makes quick work of ODOR with a strikeout, 1 gone. And Jared Hoying will come up.
Yeah, Jared's coming up. Having watched that at bat, going, man, this guy must have some pretty nasty stuff. To be able to get ROUGNED to swing and miss 3 straight times. To bear down.
Last game that Lane worked was here on Sunday. Finished up the game against the Angels for the Red Sox. Worked an inning of shutout ball. 1-0 to Hoying. Jared had an infield single in his first at bat. That was back in the 6th inning. Tommy Lane, a native of Missouri, grew up in the St. Louis area. 2-0. Lane signed with the Red Sox as a minor league free agent back prior to the 2014 season. Tommy made his major league debut with the Padres back in 2012. Last year here in Boston, he appeared in 64 ball games, went 2-1 with a .397. Jared Hoying waiting, hitting out of that wide open stance. 2 balls and a strike now after the foul ball. Ian Desmond down at third after a 2-run triple. Two and two. That Barnes loosening in the Red Sox bullpen. Look down the Ranger lineup. Hoying left-handed, Prince Fielder left-handed, then Ryan Rua, right-handed hitter. Pretty good rip that time by Hoying, fouled it straight back.
It's hanging tough.
Now with the overshift on, Ian Desmond can come 30 or 40 feet down the line from third, and he's been doing that, coming as far down as he feels safe. Get too close to home plate, that's not a good place to be, but nobody on that side of the diamond to keep you anywhere near third base.
Yeah, he could get so far down, the pitcher step off and run over and try to tag him.
He could.
See, how far could I get? See if I could steal home. Probably not going to happen in 11-5 game.
Yeah. You want to make sure if you tried that, the hitter knew you were coming.
Yeah. Supposedly, Harmon Killebrew told Rod Carew one year, if you try to steal home with me hitting again, I'm going to line you into left field.
And he could have, too.
Rod Carew stole home, I think it was 7 times in 1 year.
And Hoying rips one into center. That's a base hit. In to score Desmond. Hoying with the RBI single. It's 11-6.
I just saw the at-bat that Lane had against ROUGNED, so you know he's pretty tough. And Jared hung in there, fouled off a couple of pitches, had some good swings, and follows up his infield hit in the 6th, in which he started a rally and scored with an RBI here in the 7th.
7th pitch of the at-bat. It wasn't a terrible pitch by any means.
No, it wasn't a strike. It was a slider away, and stayed right with it. Nice job.
Jared Hoying with his 4th big league RBI. He is on first, still just 1 out. Here's Prince Fielder. Takes one that crowds him off the plate inside for ball 1.
Just finishing that about Rod Carew. I believe he stole home 7 times in 1 year. Might be wrong. Might be wrong on that, but he was very proficient at that. And that's not men on first and third. The throw goes through to second, and he comes home. It's he watches the pitcher, takes off, and scores before the pitch gets there.
Our AT&T high-speed internet replay for you. We'll take you back. Prince Fielder in the 6th inning off Stephen Wright. That knuckleball screaming hit me, and the big fella obliged. His 8th home run of the year. Got out of here in high speed. So Fielder now 8 home runs and 43 RBI. Sorry, Tom.
If guys were stealing Rod Carew, especially stealing home, it obviously meant the pitchers didn't throw from a stretch with a man on third base, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to tell you, one of the things we did when we were playing the Twins was to make sure everybody was aware that when Carew gets on third base, he's liable to do that. And if you're not comfortable looking at him before you go into the windup, throw from a stretch.
Right.
Left-handers especially. Left-handers have a hard time seeing the runner once they go into the windup. And Fielder, a swing and a miss. 2 gone.
And back then, in general, would you say that pitchers had bigger windups than they do now? More moving parts?
I think so.
You know, now you see guys, they don't bring their hands over their heads as much. They start at the waist, and they get the ball to home plate probably quicker than they did back then. There had to be some times where the pitcher started a big windup, hands go over his head, big leg kick, and he's watching Carew run.
Oh, yeah.
And he's thinking there's nothing I can do to get the ball there.
All you can do is try and hit the batter.
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess if you're the hitter and you see him coming, you got to dive
out of the way.
Dive out of the way so he can't hit you.
Yep. Yeah. Well, here's Ryan Rua, who has had a great year against left-handers. He's facing a pretty tough left-hander here in the person of Tommy Lane. Rua, this year, 6th in the American League with a .354 average. There it is right there for you. 3 home runs, 8 RBI. Takes that pitch outside, 1-1. Rua 1 for 3 tonight. Singled his last time up. That was in the 6th inning. Rangers and Red Sox each have 10 hits tonight. Boy, that second inning, the Rangers fell apart defensively with 3 errors. Put 5 on the board for the Red Sox, looming large now. 1-2 to Rua.
It was 1969.
7 steals at home?
7 steals at home in 1969.
The other thing that he did that was almost indefensible was bunting. Bunny's way on. He would have, if I remember right, he had between 20 and 25 bunt base hits a year.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that would raise his average. I forget what he said it was, but it would take him from 300 to, say, 340.
Yeah.
He was amazing at that.
Yeah, he was a tremendous punter.
Lane again set, the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Carew said it was Billy Martin that got him to be more aggressive on the bases, and it was Billy Martin who worked with him on stealing home. So it was kind of a planned thing in spring training. Worked on getting a walking lead.
Didn't want to do it. Couldn't stop himself. Well, the Rangers score 3 times. They strand 1. We'll take the stretch here in Fenway. Now the Red Sox 11, the Rangers 6 on Fox Sports Southwest. upcoming schedule brought to you by Progressive. Finishing up here tonight with Boston. Then it's back home. 4 games against the Twins prior to the All-Star break. The Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. And it's the 4-day All-Star break. All-Star game out in San Diego. Back on the road, another long road trip for the Rangers. Chicago, Anaheim, and Kansas City. A 10-day, 9-game trip right after the break. Jose Leclerc out for his 3rd full inning of work. Deals inside to Ryan Hannigan. 1 ball and no strikes. Leclerc has given up just 1 hit. Had the 1-2-3 inning in the 6th, sending the Red Sox down in order. It was a strike. I have one more note on the home run that Prince Fielder hit in the 6th inning for you. It was his 319th career home run. That ties him with his father, Cecil. Wow. 117th on the all-time list.
That's a great note.
Cecil Fielder, 116th. 319 career home runs for both of them. That is something. One and 2, the count to Hannigan. That will even the count. So Jose Leclerc did a very good job in his major league debut here tonight. Struck out 2 in the 1st inning. He loaded the bases and then was able to extricate himself from that. Last inning had a comeback or a strikeout and a liner to left for a 1-2-3 frame. Trying to get Hannigan to start the 7th inning. Ryan Hannigan, a 2-run single and a run scored in the 2nd. Broken bat up the middle. ODOR is going to have to hurry, and he gets Hannigan by a half step. That staying back on that ball, and it almost didn't get to it.
5 in a row retired by Jose. That was a pretty good curveball.
And before Mookie Betts steps in, let's send it back to John Radigan for a Chevy game break. All right, John, thank you. First pitch to Betts, foul back just to our right. 0-1. Mookie Betts tonight, a couple of doubles in 4 trips. He has scored once. He has driven in a run tonight. His season average now back up to an even 300. Betts was the 2nd hitter that Jose Leclerc faced when he came into the ballgame in the 5th. Leclerc had struck out Hannigan, and then Betts lined a double off the Green Monster in left field. 2 balls and a strike. Back to the plate. Leclerc gets a swinging strike. 2-2. And while his slider may be a little bit slower than most guys' sliders, differential as far as his fastball velocity and his slider, it still moves like a slider.
Sure does. Sure breaks like one. His fastball moves pretty good too at 96, 97 miles an hour. He was pumped up this game too, boys. Starting to feel a little comfortable out there, it looks like.
Tony Barnett getting ready in that Ranger bullpen. And yes, we are in Fenway, so no lead is secure around here. Still got 2 full innings and the rest of this half inning to play. Rangers offense has come back to life in the last couple of frames. Another 2-2 pitch is coming. Got him swinging.
That's a tough pitch. That thing broke about 1.5 feet.
That is the 4th strikeout for Jose Leclerc. 2 gone.
It's going to be 51 pitches for Jose, and looks like that's probably his pitch limit for today. Boy, that's a nice job for the kid.
Sure is.
He's got to be feeling pretty good after that.
Jeff Bannister making sure that he tells Jose Leclerc about all the good things he did tonight and say, enjoy this, young man. Won't be your last time out here.
His
Keep
family
pitching
was
like
watching.
that. So, quite a debut for Jose Leclerc. Tony Barnett coming in. We'll take a timeout. We're back to Fenway right after this. Jose Leclerc, he goes 2 2/3. No runs on a hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for the 22-year-old. And he turns the ball game over to the 32-year-old rookie. That would be Tony Barnett. Tony on in relief for the 34th time this year. And he's dealing to Dustin Pedroia. First time we've seen Tony in this series. Here are the numbers for the season. 5-3. Barnett's record, a 2.70 ERA. League hitting 273 against him. 0-1 pitch. Pedroia tonight 0 for 3 with a walk and reached on an error. Barnett's 1-1. 1-2. Pedroia, pretty good fastball hitter. You see some funny looking swings against Tony Barnett for some pretty good fastball hitters. It must be tough to pick his ball up. There must be some deception there. Two balls, 2 strikes. Tony refined his craft in 6 years over in Japan. He went over there as a starter, and he converted to the bullpen midway through his first full year over there. Refined to the point where he became one of the most successful closers last year in Japan. Now the 2-2 pitch. Hit pretty well to right center, but this is playable as Ian Desmond makes the grab. That will do it. So another 1-2-3 inning. Leclerc and Barnett get the job done. We're going to the 8th inning. 11-6 Boston. Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and a lot more. You can watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Nomar Mazara starting things off here in the Ranger 8th inning. Rangers trailing by 5 now. It's 11-6 Boston. Tommy Lane finished off the 7th inning. Deals inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nomar 2 for 3 tonight, a pair of singles. Had an RBI back in the 2nd inning. His 36th of the year. Chopper off the plate. Bounce. Going to be a tough play for Hannigan. The throw just does get Mazara.
If he didn't catch it in the air, it would have been a hit.
Pretty good play from Brian Hannigan.
He has to catch this ball, and he does it easily before it hit the ground and flip it.
Quarter of a step got him first. 1 gone. Here's Elvis Andrus. Elvis at 0 for 3 here tonight. Ball 1 to third baseman for the Boston Red Sox. Marco Hernandez has come off the bench to take over for Travis Shaw. Foul back just below us. 1-1. Elvis 2 ground balls tonight, 1 of them into a double play. He's also struck out. Stephen Wright had 7 strikeouts in his 6+ innings of work tonight. Tommy Lane came on and ended up striking out the side. You got ODOR, Fielder, and Rua. Sandwiched in between was a run-scoring single by Jared Hoying. That was last inning. Two and 1 to Elvis. Now 3-1. Andrus trying to get aboard to start this with 1 out in this 8th inning. Starting a Ranger comeback rally. Bobby Wilson in the on-deck circle. And ball 4. The walk will put Andrus aboard. And will also bring John Farrell very quickly out of that Red Sox dugout. Matt Barnes, right-hander, was loosening last inning. John Farrell, a very purposeful walk to the mound. Takes the ball, signals to the bullpen, and that is going to be a pitching change. So Lane is finished. Barnes coming on. We'll take a timeout in Fenway. We're back on Fox Sports Southwest right after this. Southwest wants you to show your Longhorn pride at a Rangers game. You can get discounted tickets for the Thursday, July 28th game against the Royals, and the first 1,000 fans with a Texas ticket at the park that night get a free Rangers cap in horns, burnt orange and white. Go to TexasRangers.com/UT for details. Well, Matt Barnes, the 26-year-old right-hander from Danbury, Connecticut, is on his 33rd appearance of the year. Saw Barnes earlier in this series, and he has a 2-3 record, 3.12 ERA, and league hitting .238 against him. He's brought in here with Elvis Andrus at first, 1 out in the 8th. Bobby Wilson is the hitter. Bobby snapped an 0 for 12 with a single to center field, leading off the 7th inning. Barnes' first pitch to him. 1 ball, no strikes. One of the areas that Red Sox fans have been so concerned with has been their pitching. The starting staff has not been as solid as they had hoped. It's been more unsettled, and the bullpen has been disappointing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Koji Uehara has been on a roller coaster. Junichi Tazawa has not fared well. And we saw Greg Kimbrough last night gave up 4 runs without getting a hitter out. One pitch. Foul ball makes it 1-2. Robbie Ross Jr. there on your left, and Kimbrough sitting next to him. Keith Hembry. Barnes will look over his shoulder at Elvis. Andrus on the move. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw not in time. Elvis swipes second. Well, he's in scoring position, but the strikeout is the second out of the inning.
That's one where you're not going to try to steal second if you're not pretty sure, very sure that you can do it. And Elvis had the pitcher timed pretty well, and he stole it pretty easily.
12th stolen base this year.
Pretty good throw by Hannigan, who had to throw it right over the head of Bobby Wilson. See, pitchers complain from time to time when the hitter falls in front of him like that he was interfered with.
Well, here's Jurickson Profar taking strike 1. Profar singled his last time up. He is 1 for 4 tonight. His was the middle hit in the 3 successive hits that opened up the Rangers' 7th inning against the starter Stephen Wright. All 3 of those batters scored in that inning. Elvis at second with 2 outs. One and one. Matt Barnes, mentioned from Connecticut. He played his collegiate ball at the University of Connecticut. He's the Big East Pitcher of the Year in 2011. Breaking ball to the inside corner. 1-2. Barnes, the 19th overall pick, first round pick by the Red Sox in that 2011 draft. He's going to have a chat with Ryan Hannigan now. Barnes came up to the big leagues for the first time in 2014. A ball and 2 strikes to Jurickson Profar. Good look right back through the center of the diamond. The Red Sox defense a couple of steps to the right. Two and two. Profar, as I'm sure you're very well aware, better statistically from the left side of the plate. Overall average at .330 for Profar as of this at bat. 400 as a left-handed hitter as opposed to 194. He takes high and away. It's 3-2. Barnes 1 pitch away from putting 2 on for Ian Desmond. Desmond had that 2-run triple last inning. Rangers have shown if you give them an opportunity, especially late in ball games, they have the people to capitalize on it. Barnes with a high set. The payoff pitch is coming to Profar. Will Tapper back to the mound. Barnes throws him out. That will do it. Barnes comes in and gets Wilson and Profar. Rangers strand a runner. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It remains 11-6 Red Sox on Fox Sports Southwest.
Shut the music off right when I came on. So welcome back to Fenway Park, Boston, Massachusetts, the finale of this 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Rangers. This concludes this 10-game road trip. We begin a 4-game series to close out the unofficial first half of the season tomorrow against the Minnesota Twins. The first of 4 at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest. Brian Dozier, Ian Desmond, a couple of the hot hitters headed into this one. A big thank you to the fine folks at AT&T High-Speed Internet for getting us ready for the opener, guys.
All right, and thank you. Well, Xander Bogaerts, if his heart wasn't pumping already, it's pumping now. Tony Barnett let one fly. And Bogarts go down to first.
Well, he's going down to first. We ought to tell them. We heard you sing, Em.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually a very good rendition. Oh, wait a minute. We might have taped it. Hey.
That was disappointing because I didn't get a chance to hear her.
Well, we heard her between innings. I feel bad for the fans watching the game that didn't get a chance to hear her.
That's kind of like missing part of the ball game.
It is. A couple parts of this game they might want to miss.
Yeah. You take out the second inning, I wouldn't mind missing that. David Ortiz up there. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike to him with Xander Bogaerts at first. Ortiz tonight, a 2-run home run in the first, a sacrifice fly in the second. Also mixed in a walk. 1 for 2 officially this evening. The right field, Mazzara, right in front of that low wall, makes the catch. Back to first goes Bogaerts. That really didn't have the good sound to it.
No,
I think Poppy's bat.
You could tell by the way he left the box slowly and watched that he didn't really think he got it. He was hoping he got enough of it. And there's a lot of ballparks where that is a home run.
Yep.
It's 380 out there. Probably most of them. That ball really cut in on his fist. And it's a good thing it did because it hit the handle a little bit and not the good part of the bat. He's hoping.
No, that's the first out here in the 8th inning. Xander Bogaerts back to first. Hanley Ramirez now steps in. Ramirez 1 for 4 tonight with a double and a run scored. Double play ground ball. ODOR turns it on to Rua and a 6-4-3. The Rangers turn their 108th double play of the year, and that ends the 8th very quickly. Nobody left on for the Red Sox. On to the 9th we go. 11-6 Boston. All right, John, thank you. Don't go away yet. Ray Kimbrough is on, and Rangers made Pretty quick work of Kimbrel last night. He faced 4 hitters, gave up a walk and 3 hits, including Robinson Chirinos' 3-run home run, gave up 4 runs to 4 hitters. And he's working the 9th here, no save opportunity again, and Ian Desmond taking strike 1. Kimbrel, his 34th appearance of the year. 1-3 record. That 3.66 ERA went up quite a bit last night. 183 league average against him. And strike 2.
Coming in, pouring it in at 99 miles an hour tonight. And throwing strikes. He got in trouble yesterday when he walked the leadoff.
Yeah, sure did. Desmond tonight 2 for 4. Another multi-hit game. Ian with a 2-run triple in the 7th inning. Got him swinging. 1 up, 1 away. ROUGNED ODOR is next. Kimbrel last night walked Elvis Andrus as the first hitter. And then ROUGNED ODOR got a single to right field. Jurickson Profar singled to right, driving in a run. And then Robinson Chirinos hit a towering fly ball off the light tower down the left field line for the 3-run blast. One ball and no strikes. ROUGNED 0 for 4 tonight. A couple of strikeouts, a couple of flyouts. Red Sox 11 runs on 10 hits. They've committed 1 error. The Rangers 6 runs on 10 hits. They have committed 3 errors. Ramirez will take that to the bag. 2 out.
Not that one. He didn't catch the one last night,
No,
though.
he didn't.
Wasn't that the same? Was
I
that
think
off
it was
Kimbrel
Odor's
last
too.
night?
Yeah.
I think it was ODOR against Kimbrel.
Yeah.
Hit the one last night a little bit harder.
So Jared Hoying now will come to the plate. Hoying just recalled from AAA Round Rock today. Joined the ball club and had his first at bat in the 6th inning. Had an infield single. Next time up in the 7th, had an RBI single. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Now has his average with the Rangers up to 280. One ball and no strikes. Good rip at that fastball at 99 miles an hour. 1-1. 37,175 on hand here tonight. That is a sellout at Fenway. Rangers trying to give him a parting present. A little 5-run comeback here. They're down to their last strike now, though, as Kimbrel gets that swinging strike from Hoying. 1-2. Two and 2.
I think Kimbrel's trying to prove something tonight. Threw that one 100 miles an hour on the scoreboard, John.
Kimbrel okays the sign. The 2-2 pitch to Hoying. 3-2. Jarrett trying to extend this ball game. Give Prince Fielder an opportunity. Prince already has a 2-run home run tonight. Right-hander sets, and the payoff pitch. Lost him. The ball game continues.
Yeah, John Farrell wanted to get him back out there, I'm sure, to have a positive outing, forget last night. But what he doesn't want to see, he doesn't want to see him throw 20 or 30 pitches in this inning. one of the nice things that happened with Tony Barnett. He ended up getting 4 outs on about 10 or 11 pitches. Didn't have to extend himself very much.
Fielder 1 out of 2 tonight. That 2-run home run in the 6th inning. Also, Walkman hit by a pitch. Hoying is going to take second on defensive indifference. And now Hannigan going to go out and have a chat with Craig Kimbrell. In case you missed it, we were talking about it earlier. Prince Fielder's home run in the 6th tied him with his father Cecil. 319 career home runs. 2 of them are tied for 116th all time. The 1-0 pitch is coming. And a strike as Hoying goes on down to third. Also defensive indifference. Like Owen down there talking to Jared. Didn't know what the situation is. Overshift is on. 3 Red Sox on the right side of the diamond. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, the only one in his normal position. Two balls and a strike. We saw Kimbrell last night throw the ball extremely hard, 100 miles an hour last night. He's doing the same thing here tonight. Command has been a bit of an issue for him each outing.
Yep.
Rangers took advantage last night. See if they can do it again here this evening. High and away. 3-1. Now Kimbrell in danger of walking Fielder and making his skipper, John Farrell, squirm a little bit. Ryan Rua in the on-deck circle. Prince waiting as Kimbrell sets. Low and inside, ball 4, and there are 2 aboard with 2 outs. Back-to-back walks.
Yeah, the feeling of getting him back in there for a positive experience has pretty much failed. Regardless of what happens the rest of the inning, he's going to have to throw somewhere around 20 pitches and walk 2 batters in the inning.
Carl Willis going to go out and talk to him. 16 pitches for Kimbrell, only 7 strikes. And whatever foul taste he had in his mouth from last night has not been vanquished.
The Red Sox have an off day tomorrow, which is probably one reason they felt comfortable getting him back out there tonight.
People say the hardest thing a manager has to do is manage his pitching staff, and primarily his bullpen. You can see the worry lines on Farrell's face. Former pitching coach, he knows exactly what that's all about. Here's Rua. Ryan with a base hit in 4 trips to the plate tonight. 0-1. I would say a Bronx cheer goes up, but not at Fenway. You don't dare say that up here. A derisive cheer. How's that?
That'll work.
Rua, a 280 hitter. He takes strike 2. What a breaking ball. Kimbrell leaning in for the sign. Now he sets. The 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Rangers get 2 walks in the 9th, but strand both of them. And the Red Sox win 11-6 as they win 2 out of 3, and they even the season series at the conclusion, 3 games apiece. Well, the Rangers will come back home after a 4-6 road trip to New York, Minneapolis, and here to Boston. As the Red Sox able to win here tonight from the Rangers. We'll come back to Fenway Park with more right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.